everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Transfermarkt TV International. The big topic of the week, of course, Manchester United being banned by the UEFA for Champions League action as a punishment for disregarding the financial fair play. We come to that story a little later on, but we start our show with our category players to watch. And the first one is an unusual one for Ballon d'Or champion Lionel Messi. By failing to score on Barca's 2-1 La Liga victory against Getafe last weekend, the 32-year-old Argentine now stands at 4 games in a row without scoring in Spain's top tier. Previously, he didn't find the net in fixtures against Levante, Valencia and Real Betis. The last time he endured such a drought came in January 2014 when he went 8 games without scoring. Despite failing to fire recently, he has still managed 14 goals in 19 La Liga matches this season, and don't forget his 12 assists that he has accumulated so far, helping Barcelona to move in closer to La Liga leader Real Madrid. Liverpool has a great season so far. The Reds have only given up 2 points in this campaign in 1 draw at Old Trafford. Their latest 1-0 away win at Norwich marked victory number 25 in 26 games. A new dimension lately is Liverpool's improving defense. After only 2 clean sheets in the first 15 Premier League matches, Jurgen Klopp's side has since recorded 10 games out of 11 without conceding a goal. Only Wolverhampton scored once against Alisson Becker 3 weeks ago. Liverpool's latest victory at Norwich also saw an individual milestone for Senegalese striker Sadio Mané, who as a substitute scored the game winner. Therefore, he now stands at 100 with English clubs in all competitions during his career. Besides 75 goals with the Reds, the 27-year-old had 25 with Southampton. Over half a century, 51 goals, it is now for Tottenham's Heung-min Son. His brace at Villa Park proved to be pivotal in a 3-2 away victory last weekend for the Spurs. Son's first mark gave the Spurs a 2-1 lead and brought his goal-scoring mark up to 50, making the 27-year-old South Korean the first Asian-born player ever to reach half-century mark in Premier League action. Son came to White Hart Lane 4.5 years ago from German side Bayer Leverkusen. Not quite as many goals in total does former German World Cup champion Mesut Özil have to his side after moving to Arsenal from Madrid in 2013. His 44th mark for the Gunners came in the 90th minute of a 4-0 victory over Newcastle United. It was his first goal all season in 20 competitive games and his first since April 21st last year, exactly 301 days ago. We stay with the Gunners in our next segment, the very famous Transfermarkt rumor mill. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who opened scoring versus Newcastle last weekend, was linked to a winter transfer with Inter Milano, but stayed. The 30-year-old Gabonian initially stated he wanted to help the Gunners once again reach higher regions in the table, but the sides might have turned and Inter Milano in the end could get their man if Arsenal, not surprisingly, misses out of the Champions League for a 4th straight time. The club persons in charge might have to sell Aubameyang, whose contract runs out in 2021. His price tag, according to German magazine Kicker, stands at 80 million euros. The Daily Mail has a story about Juventus Torino planning to bring back Paul Pogba from Manchester United in summer. Juventus are reportedly preparing a 115 million euro package deal, including his wages, to sign Paul Pogba, and will offer Manchester United Adrien Rabiot and Aaron Ramsey as part of the deal. The French World Cup champion has had an injury-hit season at Old Trafford, and a summer exit is looking increasingly likely. Tuttosport claim that Pogba would favor a return to his former club with his agent Mino Raiola on collision course with United. Supposedly, the add-on for Manchester United are both Ramsey and Rabiot, who joined the Italians in summer but have struggled to nail down regular starting places. Way over 100 million euros is an expected signing fee for June 2022 Dortmund-bound English international sensation Jadon Sancho. According to France Football, Chelsea have opened talks with representatives of in-demand Borussia star. The Blues brought in Ajax midfielder Ziyech last week to strengthen their creative options for next season, but the signing of the Moroccan has not stopped Frank Lampard's men from pursuing 19-year-old winger Jadon Sancho. Liverpool, Man City and Manchester United were were also linked with interest in Sancho, who has 13 goals with 13 assists in 20 Bundesliga games with Dortmund this season. But the report claims Chelsea have stolen a march on their Premier League rivals in a bid to secure the boyhood blues fans' signature. According to The Athletic, Liverpool are intensifying their interest in signing Norwich winger Todd Cantwell. The 21-year-old impressed during his debut season in Premier League with 6 goals and 2 assists in 26 league matches and is followed also by Manchester City, Tottenham and Manchester United. The left and offensive midfielder is an under-21 English international and has a market value of 15 million euros and has a contract with the Canaries running into June 2022. His price tag is said to be 30 million euros. Another name linked to Liverpool recently was German national team striker Timo Werner. Barcelona will have to sacrifice the services of French World Cup champion Antoine Griezmann if they are willing to land Lautaro Martinez as a replacement for a long-time injured Luis Suarez. As British newspaper The Sun has it, the 22-year-old Argentine is being linked with a host of top clubs, hoping to bolster their attacks in summer. Barcelona and Real are both very keen on Martinez, who has reported a release clause of 92 million euros. Chelsea and Manchester United also have an eye on the striker, but Barca currently seems like the most likely destination for him. The high transfer fee could be a problem, so Inter reportedly wants Antoine Griezmann in a trade deal. The 28-year-old hasn't really blossomed in his first season at Camp Nou and could be a strong addition to Inter's talented attack around Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku. Ajax Amsterdam loses Hakim Ziyech to Chelsea in summer, but will probably bring a valid creative successor. FC Sao Paulo's Antony could be the most expensive transfer of all time in the Eredivisie. According to newspaper De Telegraaf, Ajax will pay up to 28.8 million euros for the 19-year-old winger, the most ever paid by a Dutch club, replacing Miralem Suleimani, who Ajax signed for 16.25 million in summer of 2008. And now the biggest story of world football in this week. Manchester United have been banned by the UEFA for the next 2 Champions League seasons and fined 30 million euros. UEFA stated that club officials were found guilty to have seriously misled European football's governing body and to have broken European competition's financial fair play (FFP) rules by having falsely inflated their sponsorship revenues to maintain an FFP compliance. Citizens owner Sheikh Mansour of the Abu Dhabi ruling family, according to the UEFA, mostly himself paid the huge 80 million euro annual main sponsorship of the City Shirt Stadium and Academy through his own company, the Abu Dhabi United Group, rather than, as accounted, the main sponsor, his country's airline Etihad. The reigning Premier League champion is reported to appeal against the ban and fine at the earliest opportunity at Court of Arbitration for Sports CAS. Here are some facts. Since Sheikh Mansour took over as Man City's owner in 2008, no other team in the world has invested more money than the 1.92 billion euros the man from United Arab Emirates has spent. The big issue also regarding this case, no other team in the world has a worse balance with minus 1.38 billion euros, meaning Manchester City always buying big names but never letting go of them, or developing high-priced young players themselves for an FFP-complying balance. What are the consequences? Let's take a look at some options that might happen if the verdict against Manchester City is upheld by the European Sports Court CAS. As a renowned British sports attorney writes in a Twitter message, analysis in a thread below applies except just cause, player specific, to Pep's and his assistants' contracts too. For example, subject to CAS outcome, City arguably has fundamentally breached their contracts, entitling them to walk out of club or seek improved financial terms to stay. Many agents of Citizens players are said to already be asking for high guarantees for their declines if they were to stay at Etihad Stadium. One of them being German winger Leroy Sané, who is a top priority signing for Bayern Munich in summer. After a deal last summer fell through, the 24-year-old is most likely gone this July to Germany's record champion, especially if Manchester City is not participating on the European top competitive level as Bayern will be doing. The hard part for the citizens might be a possible change for free, since Sané's market value stands at 100 million euros, a very favorable scenario for Pep Guardiola's former team in Munich, of course, not paying a transfer fee for Sané in summer. Talking about the manager, the 49-year-old Spaniard, Pep Guardiola, told club officials that he intends to stay no matter what happens. His contract runs into June 2021, but is a success-driven Pep Guardiola willing to give up competition at the highest possible level with a team that will, due to the ban, will lack quality? Juventus Turin is one rumored to be interested. His former team Bayern, who still has an amicable relationship with a two-time Champions League and Premier League winner, is not an option, as German newspaper Bild found out. Other big names connected with other teams. If the verdict stands, Man City possibly will lose 200 million euros in revenue, mainly through lower sponsorship deals, meaning that paying the high wages for a couple of superstars could be painful. Real Madrid seems to be aware of this fact and is reportedly preparing an offer for English international Raheem Sterling. The 25-year-old left wing is the most valuable Premier League player at 160 million euros, proving this evaluation with 20 goals and 6 assists in 35 competitive games this season. Like in the Sané case, it's hard to believe that Sterling would like to miss out on the Champions League in the next 2 seasons. And last but not least, what happens to formidable Argentine striker Sergio Agüero? The 31-year-old, who turns 32 in June, would be 34 at the start of the first season after a possible ban for the citizens in the Champions League. He always stated that he will stay with the Sky Blues until he has won the European Royal Crown. But is he willing to wait that long? The all-time best foreign scorer in the Premier League could very well keep another promise he stated in 2015. He wants to return to his personal football origin at Sea Independiente in Argentina. He is 31 years right now. A departure of their best scorer in summer is another bad case scenario for Manchester City. What do you think? What will happen next in this very delicate case of UEFA against Sheikh Mansour? What are the consequences in your opinion? We are looking forward to receiving a couple of comments from you, and of course we will keep you updated in this matter. Probably we have another humorous comment like the one we have for you to end this segment. Jim Daly writes, as you can read here, "Roses are red, Manchester is blue, no Champions League until 2022. As we move on, we now come to a Transfermarkt speciality. Interesting numbers that you don't find on your daily football diagram. Today we have a chart showing you the most valuable players sorted by their age. Lionel Messi at 32 years old and Cristiano Ronaldo at 35 are new record holders at the age 30 plus, with Messi at 140 million and Ronaldo still performing strongly this season, worth 75 million euros. The youngest at age 16, Olympique Lyon's midfield youngster Ryan Cherki at 8 million. The oldest at age 40 is striker Dong Kook Lee for his native South Korean team Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, who is evaluated at 400,000 euros. Messi's 140 million euros are even more impressive if you take a look at the MVPs at age 30, Aubameyang, and 31, Bayern Munich scoring sensation Robert Lewandowski, who both stand at half of the market value of Messi with 70 million euros each. Number 1 overall in the world and ranking in the 20s is Kylian Mbappé at 200 million euros, who will meet with his team Paris Saint-Germain, the world's number 1 teenager Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund in the knockout stage of the Champions League. Sancho is evaluated at 120 million euros. Kylian Mbappé is the most valuable player right now, but Lionel Messi and also Cristiano Ronaldo are very impressive as we take a look at some other charts that we have for you, looking at the last decade. Together they won 11 Ballon d'Or for a reason, as we take a look at the most valuable players by the end of each year, starting in 2010. Lionel Messi was it in 2010 and 11, and also in 2012 ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo. Gareth Bale in 2013 came up, but still Messi ahead of Ronaldo. And in 2014, again, it's Messi, Ronaldo. And now we have a change in 2015. Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of Lionel Messi, and Neymar came up at position number 3. 2016, Messi got the top spot back from Ronaldo, and now in 2017 we have a change. Messi and Ronaldo getting older. Neymar becoming number 1 player in market value, and he's relieved by Kylian Mbappé, who got the highest market value in the last 2 years, 2018 and 2019. 5 times Lionel Messi, 1 time Cristiano Ronaldo, 2 players that will be remembered for the ages. I hope that you remember to check back with us in 1 week when we have the next edition of Transfermarkt TV International for you. Until then, have a good one.